All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Scott Arbor Consultant. It is 11:31 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 13 March 2021. Now, things have been a bit interesting here. Been doing some studying and getting this and that and the other done, and well, it's almost like coming in under the wire this week. I actually had made a broadcast or two ahead, and now I'm like right on the wire getting this done. That's okay. This week I decided, given the time constraints, because I want to be done by midnight, to find an online random card generator. And I pulled up a few sites. I think I put in random tarot card generator, and pulled up a few different sites. Two of them had 3 cards to pull. One of them talked about a warning and how accurate tarot cards can be, and the last one just gave me 1 card. And somehow that particular one really is what did it for me in terms of the card pick. Now, that's not all I'm going to speak about, but for this particular situation, that's what I'm looking at doing. So, the card in question is actually Justice. Now, good Lord, Justice can be looked at and perceived and spun just hundreds of different ways. All right, but for this particular session, I think I'm just going to go with my own thoughts on Justice. There are a lot of things that happen in our world that aren't right, that aren't fair, that aren't just. They're out of balance. They're malaligned. And folks are getting hurt. So on that note, what I'm going to say is, whoever you are listening to this, because I'm sure there are people out there who want to hear what I have to say, and there are people out there who are looking for what I have to say, and I definitely want to get the message to them. So on the note of Justice, every day we have a choice. Every moment that we're alive, we have decisions to be made one way or the other. What comes to mind is that saying, act locally, think globally. It's not like any one of us can wave our hands and, make everything in the world change. However, what we can do is, whatever situation we're personally encountering, if we have the wherewithal to do something to the positive and in a beneficial manner for ourselves and others, preferably as long as no one's getting hurt, I don't see why we shouldn't. If you can do something to help ease someone's pain or right a wrong, and preferably, again, nobody gets hurt, I don't see the point in not doing that. I don't see why you wouldn't. Every situation is different. All circumstances are different. But go out there, live your life in as just a manner as you can. I'm not saying you have to be perfect or it has to be perfect, but do your best. As I would adapt my father's saying in this manner, do your best to do your best. And that's really all the more we can do. I prefer to think in terms of justice being right and fair, but we look at the court systems and we know that's not the case. So again, back to what do you do? What can you do? And my thought is just do your best to do your best to do the right thing. And that's pretty much what I'm going to say on the matter of justice. I kind of like the random card generator in terms of I didn't have to physically shuffle anything. The deck they use is the Rider-Waite. It's not my preferred card, but at least, excuse me, they did give me a major arcana. I think if they had given me a minor arcana, I would have spun the wheel again, because I found over the years I prefer the major arcana in decks that have 78 cards, let alone my preference beyond that. And at the heart of the matter is the type of decks that are all major arcana, no minor. But that's just me. Now, let me talk to you about something else that's been on my brain. There's a book written by Dr. Greg Braden, and I believe it's called Wisdom Codes. Now, I have not read the book yet. However, I did get to see a YouTube video where he's having a discussion about the book. Wisdom Codes seem to be, from this excerpt, this video I saw, about giving people who are, shall we say, under a type of duress, a tool to offset that duress. Now, one of them was the Our Father, the prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, we forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. I was raised in that tradition, and I have found it's not that it doesn't work or it doesn't work for me. I just found myself feeling differently about it. Now, as Dr. Braden was going on explaining these various wisdom codes, he spoke of another one. And what I'm about to say here is a different translational rendering than what he gave. I need to be very clear on that. And I'm no expert on this matter, but just as I kept thinking about it in my head, I mean, this has been several weeks ago, and it's been rolling around in my head, and I finally kind of settled. So I sent the man a letter about this, like, I like your translation, but this is what is coming up for me. I don't know if he'll contact me or not. We'll see. If he does, great. If he doesn't, well, I just put it out there. But what I'm finding is that here's the phrase that's coming to mind. The all that is all is my refuge, and I shall abide within its embrace of protective safety as I am guided towards enlightenment. And this is more or less from the Buddhist camp. There are things that you hear that resonate with you and things you hear that don't. You feel them or you don't. Really felt this. I really feel this. And it's at the point where when I'm going off to sleep, I'm reciting this. By the way, I'm having some very strange dreams on top of it. And those sort of started up en masse after I started reciting this. So, maybe something to give pause to. So, what have you unlocked here? Now, again, my per se rendering of this is just what comes to my mind. Dr. Braden is the expert in this matter, definitely an authority. But what he described in his video or in this presentation he made on YouTube really just kind of resonated with me, got a hold of me at the head and the heart level. I thought, this just works for me. So there are times when, in a pinch, like I might find myself not necessarily in the best state of mind. We all have our moments, we have stressors and so forth. And I'll just find myself repeating just the first part of the phrase. The all that is all is my refuge. And I just repeat that. And things seem to kind of calm down, chill out, mellow down. So it works, at least for me. So I give this to you. as a listener. If it does anything for you, great. If it doesn't, pass it on to someone else, because you never know who might hear this and might find it good. So that's it for this particular podcast. I hope that this finds you all, the listeners, well and moving forward in life and being in a positive space. And again, it's something I needed to say, and it's something that someone out there needs to hear. Until next time, I wish you all wellness. Take care of yourselves. This is Scott, our consultant. Website www.xpr3.com. Wishing you all wellness. Namaste.